Cherry, you're watching Dante's Boxing Nation.
Hi, this is Genesis, and you're watching Dante's Boxing Nation.
Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? So Gennady Golovkin is going to be facing Al Haymon's fighter, Dominic Wade, in April. And the truth has once again broken free. Let's get into it. Now, if you were dumb enough to listen to some of these decafs and boxing writers, then they would have had you believe that Al Haymon, he protects his fighters so much to where he doesn't put his fighters in the ring with fighters that can beat his fighters, right? Al Haymon is not trying to work with any other promoters. He just wants to put his fighters against each other and exclude any other promotional company. According to the decaf, this is what they were saying about Al Haymon. We find out, like we always do, that all of that talk was a bunch of damn malarkey, okay? In other words, the truth is the contrary. Matter of fact, some writer, he said it damn near exactly what I just said to you right now. When he was doing his article on talking about how close the Dominic Wade Golovkin fight was to come to fruition, he said that this fight may not come to fruition simply because of who? Because of Al Haymon. He said because Al Haymon doesn't like to work with other promotional companies, and Al Haymon doesn't like to put his fighters in the ring with guys that can beat him. This is what he said. And after he says that, look what happens. The complete opposite of what he said actually happened. Al Haymon is doing exactly what this guy said Al Haymon wouldn't do. And this is not the first time that Al Haymon has done this. Al Haymon is putting his heavy underdog in the ring against a massive favorite, Gennady Golovkin. Oh, but that's not it though. You know who else fights under Al Haymon's banner? Amir Khan. That's right, the welterweight who's about to fight a middleweight. A middleweight by the name of Canelo Alvarez. A fight that has been perceived as a joke because people believe that the welterweight has no chance against the massive middleweight, Canelo Alvarez. So there goes Al Haymon protecting his fighters again. I remember when Al Haymon signed Miguel Vasquez. You guys remember that? Al Haymon, he signed Miguel Vasquez. First guy he put him in a ring with was a fighter, by the way, who wasn't signed by Al Haymon. He put him in a ring with Mickey Bay. And Mickey Bay won the fight and beat Miguel Vasquez. Why would you sign someone and then as soon as you sign them, put them in the ring with a guy that can beat them in your first fight that you signed this fight? Why would you do that? Why? Because Al Haymon ain't trying to protect no one. Al Haymon's job is to advise these fighters. Hey, I got some fights for you to take. Which one do you want to take? I'll take that one. Done deal. This is what Al Haymon does. Okay? Now let's talk a little bit about Golovkin versus Wade. You know, after all this shocking news of Canelo facing Amir Khan, I would have to give Golovkin a little bit more credit for fighting an undefeated young fighter, middleweight fighter, when it comes to Dominic Wade. Okay? Because Golovkin could have did the same thing that Canelo did. He could have tried to fight a welterweight, a junior welterweight, or anything. But he is actually fighting a middleweight and an undefeated middleweight. So I give him credit for that. Okay? This is much better than seeing him fight, once again, a guy who's been knocked out a couple times, guy who's lost a couple times, or fighting, I started to say fighting an undefeated fighter like Willie Monroe with no power, but I forgot. Actually, Willie Monroe, he wasn't even undefeated. So anyway, it's pretty good to see Golovkin fight an undefeated fighter. The only problem is we know nothing about this undefeated guy. I mean, I didn't even know. I had heard the name, but I didn't know who he was, so I looked him up. I watched him fight. I have to say, I wasn't thoroughly impressed. You know, he looks to be just a little wide, just a little on the slow side. He doesn't have any, you know, fantastic hand speed like a Gary Russell. I don't see any ridiculous power like a Golovkin. You know, I don't see any beautiful head movement like a Floyd Mayweather. And I know I'm throwing out some big names, but you guys understand what I'm saying. I don't see him doing anything spectacular yet. But then again, this doesn't say anything, because for all we know, this guy can step his game up when he's on the big stage. Okay, I mean, I've seen that before. I've seen fighters that didn't look spectacular before they had to fight against the monster. And then once they got in the ring with that monster, all of a sudden, they were fighting like they were this undefeated pound for pound champion. So, you know, so far, I haven't seen really anything that really stands out. It does look to me like Wade, he has power. It also looks to me like he can fight aggressive. Now, the fights that I was watching, he was fighting aggressive. He likes to throw hard hooks to the body and to the head. The question is, will he change his style because of Golovkin's style? I don't know. Like I said, once again, it's too early. I don't know too much about Dominic Wade. All I know is he ain't no Andre Ward. He ain't no Edislandi Lara. Okay? Probably ain't even a Danny Jacobs. But we will see. We will see. So, at the end of the day, I will say it again. This is a much better opponent than Canelo's opponent, Amir Khan. And for now, that's all I got, guys. I'm on to the next one.
This is Bobby, and you're watching Dante's Boxing